Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NXT, where things got absolutely explosive tonight. What was supposed to be a routine summit for the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge turned into chaos when Fatal Influence crashed the scene. By the end of the night, one of the biggest surprises of the season went down in a brutal six-woman tag match that set the tone for what's coming at Deadline. Buckle up. This is your full breakdown. The show began with the Iron Survivor Summit, a gathering where each woman made her case for why she deserves a shot. In the ring, Sol Ruca, Lola Vice, Jordynne Grace, Kalani Jordan, and Kendall Gray. Tension was high. Each competitor laid out their reasons: hunger for the title, past failures, redemption, and ambition. Early on, Kalani called others stand-ins and tried to elevate herself, but the crowd rejected her instantly. The conversation simmered, but nothing explosive, yet. The ring looked set for a standard hype promo before the Iron Survivor Challenge. But NXT had other plans. Enter Group Spotlight, champion Jacy Jayne, backed by her stablemates Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed, members of Fatal Influence. Their appearance turned the summit on its head. Jacy began delivering scathing remarks, telling the hopefuls not to delude themselves. "You're not going anywhere, I'll make sure of it." Predictably, chaos erupted. Kalani pushed Grace. The words weren't enough. The brawl began. Bodies flew. Chairs almost went out. Security struggled. The carefully planned summit devolved into a brawl. From that moment, the show changed course. What began as a face-off turned into a challenge. The summit was cancelled. Instead, a six-woman tag team match was booked for later that night. Fatal Influence vs. Sol Ruca, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray. But before the main act, NXT didn't waste time. The undercard delivered some heavy action. Thea Hale vs. Ariana Grace. Thea secured a clean submission win with a Kimura lock, after outside interference was thwarted by Joe Hendry. A solid opener that got the crowd engaged. Josh Briggs vs. Tavian Heights. A brutal fight that spilled outside the ring. Heights even sent Briggs through the barricade, but Briggs showed resilience, returned the favor, and ended the match with a vicious running lariat. A statement win. These matches built momentum, kept the audience engaged, and raised the stakes. By the time the fatal six-woman match approached, the crowd was primed. And then, the battle. On one side, the former hopefuls turned challengers, Sol Ruca, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray. On the other, Fatal Influence's heavy-hitting trio, Jacy Jayne, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed. The atmosphere was electric. From the opening bell, it was mayhem. Vice, Gray, Reed, and Henley all spilled to the outside, a textbook run-and-gun spot, to spread chaos and buy time. But the moment came when it counted. Sol Ruca seized her chance, delivered a devastating soul snatcher on Jacy Jayne, pinned her cleanly, and sealed the victory for her team. Boom! Match over. Just like that, the underdog struck back. Fatal Influence crashed the summit expecting to dominate, but Ruca and company had plans of their own. Post-match, there was more drama. A mysterious figure named Zarya appeared and attempted a spear, seemingly targeting Ruca, but accidentally hit Kendall Gray instead. The ring erupted again. What exactly does this mean for the alliance of challengers versus Fatal Influence? The questions are piling up. This wasn't just another night. Tonight changed the trajectory for the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. The summit was meant to highlight contenders. Instead, it became a battlefield. And the result? Momentum has shifted. For Fatal Influence, this is a damaging loss. Their arrogance backfired. Their dominance challenged. Jacy Jayne saw her own stable's vulnerability exposed when she was pinned clean by Sol Ruca. For the challengers, especially Sol, Lola, and Kendall, this win elevates them massively. They proved they belong, showed resilience under fire, and are now legitimate threats heading into the next big event, NXT Deadline 2025. World title aspirations are alive. And then there's the mystery of Zarya's post-match attack. Was that a warning shot? A test? An attempt to create internal chaos among the challengers? Whatever it was, it added another layer of tension, pitting friend against friend, alliance against alliance. Looking ahead, Deadline just got a whole lot more unpredictable. Anyone who thought Fatal Influence had the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge locked down should rethink that, because now there are challengers who have proven they can fight under pressure. And suddenly, rails ahead to a showdown seem not just plausible, inevitable. So what are your chances heading forward? Here's my take. Sol Ruca is the dark horse no one expected to rise tonight, but rise she did. Keep eyes on her, she looks like a strong contender. Lola Vice and Kendall Gray, both have momentum now. Gray, especially, carries big match experience as Evolve Women's Champion. Fatal Influence, don't count them out yet, but their aura of invincibility is cracked. They will likely double down, plot vengeance, maybe target alliances, sow distrust. Zarya's involvement could be the wild card. If she continues interfering, the dynamics of the Survivor Challenge could shift dramatically. At Deadline, look out for a scenario where it's not just about who's in the match, but who shows up mentally prepared, with alliances intact, and dirty tricks ready. Fatal Influence may fight dirty. Challengers might wage a war of attrition. I expect a chaotic, high-stakes Iron Survivor Challenge, and maybe, just maybe, new blood rising to the top. NXT gave us more than just wrestling tonight. It gave us storytelling, drama, betrayal, and redemption in one explosive package. The Women's Iron Survivor Summit may not have ended as planned, but what we got instead could rewrite the next chapter of NXT's women's division. If you're a fan of chaos, comeuppance, and unexpected victories, you'll want to keep a close eye on Deadline. Because if tonight was any indication, nothing is set in stone. Subscribe/like/comment. What do you think will happen at Deadline?